Hey guys, today is Wednesday and I'm your host Kai, and this week this is actually my topic, so I'm very excited to do this. We ended up asking each other questions, one each, and I'm going to answer mine. But first, I want to say that if you haven't watched Haley's video from Monday yet, please go watch it and see what I did to her, because I am very, very proud of myself right now. I just think that everybody would want me as their best friend after that. Let the prank wars begin. I don't really know who's on Haley's team, but I know I got Lauren, and between me and Lauren, I don't think there is such a thing as losing. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's on Haley's team. Awkward. So I'm gonna get started with my questions. Okay, my first question is from Trey, and she asked, you still using fabulistic, awesomistic, and rainbowfied as adjectives? And what I got from that is that Trey must have gone really, really far back and watched all of the videos if she got this. This is from my first video ever. I remember I was covering for Sky actually that day. And to answer your question, yes, I still use those sometimes. And Presley's question is, other than being so beautiful, I know she's very smooth, what do you do for a living? Now this is going to be a little bit complicated. What I do right now is I'm a project coordinator in a very small engineering company, which basically means I'm kind of like the boss, like I manage people. When I say it's very small company, I mean like I have about 17 employees. Basically like 11-hour shifts is very intense. A lot of paperwork, a lot of numbers, a lot of responsibilities, which is why come next week basically I start school all over again, this time at Humber College, and I'm going to be studying interior decorating because I don't like desks and full-time jobs like that. Now, I also have just started working at my new college's bookstore. So I do that, and I'm waiting to hear back from the college's library to work there too. So what I do for a living is a lot of things right now. I'm juggling a lot. So I'll basically be getting paid half of what I make at my big fancy job, which, by the way, Haley and her girlfriend like to fantasize about my secretary for some reason. Moving on to Maddie's question. What is the farthest road trip that you've ever been on? It was 10 days, and it was to New Zealand when I was 17 years old. I went over as a rugby team to play a whole bunch of schools down there. We basically road tripped through the whole country, both islands. Just a bunch of vans and just drove through. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of like my first real road trip. Haley's question is, what is the most romantic thing you've ever done for a girl? I am a giant sap. I really am. I like romantic gestures. I like surprising other people. I don't like being surprised, but I like surprising people and doing nice things and things like that. I can't think of the top of my head what the most romantic thing is. The most recent thing that I did, I think that was pretty romantic. Actually, that's what I was doing instead of making my video last week, so I'm very sorry. But here's what I was doing. I kidnapped my girlfriend, and I didn't tell her we were going. We went on a little mini road trip, drove about 5 hours east of where I'm from. I did ask her to bring her passport, and she had no idea why, because I told her that we weren't crossing any actual borders. So she was very confused about that. If you guys remember a few weeks back, I did mention it in my bucket list video that I really wanted to go to Thousand Islands, Hart Island, and Bolt Castle. So that's what I surprised her with. We took about an hour and a half boat cruise thing through the islands, and then it dropped us off at Bolt Castle. The whole history of the castle is very romantic. It has a very Shakespeare tragedy story behind it. It was a kidnapping / vacation. Kayla's question is, if you were a worm, how long would you be? Really? Worms are gross. I wouldn't want to be a worm. How does a worm commit suicide? If I was a worm, I would just crawl over to the street and get run over by a car. I don't know how long that would be. Lauren's question is, if you had to marry someone from the channel, who would you choose and why? Well, me and Lauren already bicker like old married couple. And funny story, me and Lauren are actually hanging out for the first time tonight, sober. For dinner, we're gonna be sober. Afterwards, we're all drinking together, but that's different. Who would I marry? I think if I married Devin, then that way me and Shawnee can be sister wives. And I don't think my girlfriend would really care too much because they are both kind of bromancing / bonding over sports. So I think it would be a all-around win situation. And on that topic, Devin's question is, where's the craziest place you've ever had sex? This just screams TMI. I'm going to say the first place is an elementary school playground, specifically on the slide. I guess what the children don't know won't hurt them. The second place is I've actually had a little under the table discreet playing of sort in my accounting lecture, like while there was 200 people in there. And as a note to everybody, if you ever want to try this, I would suggest that you sit in the absolute top corner. That way there's nobody behind you. You can get away with it if you really wanted to. And finally, Cassandra's question is, what turns your water on? I don't really know how I feel about sharing this kind of information. I'm going to say my neck is very, very sensitive. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so this concludes the questions for the week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye!